Good afternoon, Dragon families, and welcome to our new parent orientation. We're very grateful that you can join us this afternoon, and welcome.
各位家长，非常欢迎来到今天的新生家长说明会。
I'm Dr. Pluger, the superintendent, and it's my pleasure and honor to introduce our team. Right here we have Mr. Jesse Coyle, our elementary principal, Mr. Barnaby Payne, our middle school principal. Momentarily we'll be joined by Don Rock, our high school principal, and our director of admissions, Lisa Feng, will be translating for us today.
好，这位是总校长 Dr. Pluger， 那坐在他左手边的这位是小学校长 Mr. Coyle， 那他右手边的这位是中学校长 Mr. Payne， 那高中校长稍后会来到，他是 Miss Rock， 那我是翻译的。
So we'll share some information with you for about 30-35 minutes, and then we'll make sure to leave time for some questions at the end.
我们大概会说明30分钟左右，那后面的时间会留给你们问问题。
So I really want to start by talking about our whole philosophy and our approach to education and why we've chosen to do what we do.
那接下来我会说一下我们学校的一些使命，那为什么我们要这样子做？
We know that the world is changing fast. Even within the last year, we see very quick changes. And we know that if we are going to prepare our students for their future, for success, for happiness later in life, we can't keep doing what schools have always done. We need to think a little bit differently about how we prepare them.
那我们也知道现在世界上太多事情改变了，那我们不能一直做我们想要做的事情，我们要跟着世界上的一些变化去做改变，为学生准备。
We believe that we have to go beyond teaching skills and knowledge, but we have to prepare our students to be adaptable. We have to instill in our young people a love for learning. We have to help them find their passions, and we have to help them really develop adaptability so that they can reinvent themselves as the world changes quickly.
那当然，在学校的我们希望教导他们不是只有学校上面的东西，那当然我们也希望他能够调整自己去适应整个世界上的变化。那对于小学生的部分的话，我们也希望他们对学习上有非常大的热忱，可以应接下来的学习。
And for us, this really begins with what we think of as educating the whole child. And for us, that means starting from a very young age and teaching them many of those things I just said. Critical thinking, character, how to work hard, how to push oneself, and how to really learn new skills, not just in school, but later in life.
那学校希望的话是学生是拥有完全教育的小孩，而不是只有单纯在学业上，不管是在各个方面都需要他们平衡发展。那针对以后他们的生活都非常有帮助。
Now for us, we believe that our mission is the right way to prepare our young people for this. And you'll see on your screen these pictures that we've chosen represent our mission. In the upper left-hand corner, you'll see some students working together and learning in an elementary classroom. On the upper right-hand corner, you'll see one of our IB art students presenting his art. On the bottom left corner, you'll see some of our athletes preparing to work together for victory in a competition. And on the right, you'll see some of our student leaders preparing for a Model United Nations conference.
那刚刚讲了我们的使命就是教育完全的小孩。那你可以看到左上角的小朋友，他们都在一起讨论东西、学业，那是注重于合作的关系。那右边那张图的话，是我们 IB 的小朋友，他是针对 Arts 来去说明他的作品。左下角是体育运动员的部分，我们也很重视这个部分。那右边的话是小朋友参加社团，就是模拟联合国的部分，来去做事前的准备。
And this represents the work that we do and the lens that we think through as we prepare our young people, our mission statement. And our mission statement, it's on the screen, you can read it. But I'd like to sum it up by saying that we prepare our young people to think big, and that B is for balanced individuals, that I is for independent learners, and that G is for global citizens.
那各位在荧幕上可以看到我们美国学校的使命，其实3个字母组合就是 BIG。那第一个部分是均衡发展的人，那第二个部分是独立学习者，那最后一个当然就是要养成他们是全球化的公民这个部分。
And for us, we define that balance as academics, arts, and athletics, because we believe that each of those elevates and helps our young people's brains develop.
那第一个部分均衡发展，那就是学术跟艺术还有运动方面，对于小朋友来说是很重要的，因为他们脑部现在就是需要均衡的发展。
For independent learners, we don't want our students to just be able to access knowledge. We want them to be able to critically think and evaluate the knowledge that's out there. We want them to build passion. We want to instill in them curiosity to keep learning their entire life.
那第二个部分的话，我们不希望学生只是针对就是学业的部分来去做学习，我们希望他是有热忱的，然后是对事情是有好奇的，那对很多事情是有一些批判性的思考。
And for global citizens, we know that our children at KAS are going to be leaders. They're going to go forward in life and they're going to be in places where their decisions impact a lot of people. And we want to make sure that they are prepared as they take on more and more responsibility as they grow older to be aware, ethical and cooperative as they lead our society to a better future.
那最后一点，全球化公民的部分，我们都知道，我们的学生以后都是各个阶层的领导者。那我们希望他是具有一些觉察性的，还有一些伦理的，还有合作上的性质。
So the journey begins with educating the whole child, but it continues with global college success. Most of our students, when they graduate from here, go to overseas universities, either all or almost all of our senior class each year.
那我们在学校的旅程不是在学校毕业后就结束，他们到大学以后也是继续他们的旅程。那我们为了就是要帮他们准备这些东西。
Now, for us, we don't compare our college acceptances to any other school. When other schools have great ones, we're happy for them. What we're really proud of is that year after year, our students get accepted to world-class universities that are among their top 3 picks for where they want to go based on what's best for them and their future.
那我们这边可以看到是我们大学入学的情形。那我们这边的话会看到这个大学生，我们毕业生他所申请到的大学，目的不是要他们上一些很有名的大学，目的是要他们上一些他们想要的大学。
And as you can see, they do indeed go to some very rigorous places. Places like Dartmouth and Brown and Hopkins and UCLA and USC and Purdue, UBC and many, many others.
那可以看到我们毕业生其实申请到非常多有名的常春藤联盟的学校，荧幕上可以看到。那除了这些之外，还有一些像今年有 Brown 这些大学，都是一些我们今年学校是毕业生所申请到非常好的学校。
Now, this doesn't just happen on accident. Of course, at home it starts with really strong family support. We believe our parents are our most important partner in education. And here at school, we know that teachers are confirmed by research as the most important in-school factor that impacts students.
那在这边，我们当然知道教育的部分，家长是占有非常重要的一环，但是学生在学校，其实老师也是非常重要的。
You can see some information about our teachers on your screen, but also I invite you to go to kas.tw/faculty for full information about our entire faculty.
那在这一页上面可以看到我们学校所有老师的一些蛮详细的资料。那想要看到更多的资料，可以靠网页上那个网址点进去，会有各个老师的背景介绍。
For those that are new to KAS, I just want to give you some information about how our school is structured. Altogether, we have about 790 students here on one campus in 3 schools. Our elementary school with about 300 students in pre-K through grade 5, our middle school with about 200 students in grades 6 through grade 8, and our high school with about 275 students in grade 9 through grade 12.
那在这边稍微跟大家解释一下学校的结构。那我们全校大概现在是790位学生，分为小学、中学、高中。小学部现在大概是300位学生，中学大概是200位，那高中大概是275位。
Now, connecting our middle school and our high school is our IB Middle Years program. All students in grade 6 all the way through grade 10 learn through that framework of the International Baccalaureate Middle Years program.
那在这边要特别讲到的是中学到高中的部分，6到10年级是属于我们 IB、MYP 的课程。那最主要是要连接到他们之后所有相关的课程。
And then as we get into high school, in grade 10, students have choices, including whether they pursue the full IB diploma and that varies from year to year. Some years it's most of our students, and some years, it's maybe a little less than half. Other students may choose to take just a selection of IB certificate courses.
那10年级以后的话，小朋友就要面临到选课的抉择，那是要选择全部都是 IB 的课程呢，还是部分是 IB 的课程？
Now, just a quick little bit of our history. We started with less than 20 students in 1989 in some vacant dormitory space in Chenggang Hospital right here in Kaohsiung.
那在1989年我们成立的时候，其实是非常少学生，大概只有20位学生左右。
Over the last 31 years, we've grown, and today we have approximately 800 students in this beautiful campus. We've been here on this ground since 2003, and this academic building, LEED Silver Certified Academic Building, was completed in 2015, and our LEED Gold Certified Athletic Complex was completed in 2016.
那在31年后，其实我们现在学生人数已经来到了将近800位学生。那我们在这边已经是从2003年开始就在这边。那校舍改建的部分是在15年及16年改建完成，那分别是那个绿建筑的银奖跟金奖。
We're very happy to welcome you because as this new campus has opened, since then interest and enrollment has continued to increase, even in these challenging global circumstances that we see today. We now have the largest wait list in the school's history.
那非常欢迎大家还是来我们学校看一看。那就算现在的外面的环境还蛮险峻的，只是学校的入学申请的部分还是持续的在新增，候补名单还是非常的多人。
So now I'm pleased to introduce Mr. Jesse Coyle, who's going to talk to you about our elementary school.
那现在我们欢迎小学校长 Mr. Coyle 来去对小学部分去做说明。
Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Jesse Coyle. I'm the elementary school principal. This is my second year at KAS, and before at KAS I was at the International School of Kenya in Nairobi, Kenya.
那我要自我介绍一下，大家好，我是小学校长 Mr. Coyle。那今年是我的第2年，我之前是在肯雅的国际学校。
We're excited to be back this year. It is wonderful having the children in the hallways, hearing them laughing and learning, and just seeing the joy that's already here on the 4th day of school.
那非常开心的来到这一年，我们很开心可以看到小朋友在教室里面开心的来上课。
And I wanted to start with gratitude. I wanted to say thank you for all of you new families, one, for choosing us, and second, for being so supportive as we opened up. I know that it's not always easy to get on campus right now to see your students and to really trust that we're taking care of them and helping them transition. And I'm just so thankful for how you all were respectful when coming in the morning and how you've really helped support us in the community to make this opening so successful.
首先，我要先感谢各位新生家长，或者是我们在校生的家长，对学校表达了强烈的支持感。那也谢谢你们选择我们学校作为你们小朋友未来的教育环境，非常的谢谢。
The elementary school currently has 302 students going from pre-K through 5th grade. And as part of our mission, we're really working on helping our students be balanced individuals. And we do that through our core program by having a liberal arts education, including literacy, math, science, social studies, art, music, drama, physical education, technology, and of course Chinese.
那在这边小学的部分大概是302位学生，目前为止。那在课程的部分，我们当然涵盖了相当广泛的范围，不管是文学、数学，或者是一些社会科学、艺术方面的课程，全部都是让他们在学校学习中的科目。
In addition, we offer a robust after-school activities program, which we communicated to you via email. And for more information about our school, you can refer to our elementary school handbook.
那关于课外活动的部分，你们要仔细注意一下你的 email， 之后会有详细的资讯。那有更多的资讯的话，可以看一下我们小学生的学生手册。
One of the ways that we value children learning is really letting them think, explore, and wonder. So you'll see sometimes when they come home with some of their homework, there might not be a right answer. And sometimes the productive struggle and giving children the opportunity to figure things out is where the greatest learning happens.
那在这边的话，我们其实想让小朋友了解的是为什么，然后想要什么。所以回家功课不一定是要完成，我们的过程只是要让他们去思考为什么要这样子做，或怎么做，有没有完成其实不是最重要的事情。
This is ways in which the elementary school is really trying to live the part of the mission of being independent learners. Sometimes you'll notice that your students might not have the right answer, or there might not be a right answer. And please really help them, support them if they're feeling anxious about that, as this is part of the process and part of the learning.
那在小学的部分，我们要特别强调的是独立学习这个部分。他们就算回家很多东西不会做，麻烦请就在旁边协助他们就好，让他们知道怎么去做，而不是去帮助他们做。
And Children have lots of feelings, and they're going to come home and they're going to share their day with you. And please ask about their day every day that they come home. Ask them what they learned. Ask them what they were excited about. Ask them about their favorite part of the school day.
那小朋友回到家，他可能会有很多种情绪，很多种感觉，就是麻烦回家，麻烦就是跟他们问说学校发生了些什么事啊，你们学到了些什么啊，就跟他们分享一下，了解一下他们学校的过程跟故事。
And sometimes when children have challenges, they might tell a story that to adults sounds really traumatic or upsetting.
那小朋友有时候发生一些事情，跟小朋友讲，就是小朋友跟你们讲的时候，可能是有一些很戏剧化的，就是那个东西不是那么的平静的。
If your child does share something with you that you want to follow up on, please contact the classroom teacher immediately via email.
那假设小朋友跟你讲的事情，你真的觉得怎么会这么夸张的时候，请麻烦先跟导师联络。
We care deeply about your children, and we want them happy and successful here, and we don't want them having any upset feelings. So please reach out to us. We want to work together to help your children have the best school experience they can have.
那我们真的是很关心每一位小朋友，所以很多问题发生的时候，麻烦请跟我们联络，我们真的会很恳切的去帮忙小朋友处理事情。
Thank you so much. Thank you again for choosing KS. And I'd now like to pass it over to Mr. Barnaby Payne, our middle school principal.
那非常的谢谢你们。那我现在要把镜头转给中学校长 Mr. Pan。
Hello, good afternoon everyone. My name is Barnaby Payne, and I'm the middle school principal at KAS. I'm in my second year here at KAS. I'm from California, and I'm starting my 26th year as a teacher and administrator.
那各位好，我是中学校长 Mr. Pan。那今年也是我的第2年，我是从加州来的，我有26年的老师跟管理者的经验。
The most important thing that I want you to know is that you should feel free to contact me at any time for any reason with regards to your child's experience here at KAS. You can find my contact information on the school website. Again, Mr. Payne. My email is bpayne@kas.tw.
那首先非常欢迎大家，就是有问题可以来询问我，或者是 email 给我关于任何学校或者是小朋友的问题。那我的 email 你们可以在上方看到，就是 bpayne@kas.tw。
I want to let you know 4 things today about KAS Middle School. That is our curriculum, our focus on child development, our community, and then finally, communication.
那这边要首先跟大家提到，我们现在要讲到很重视的就是小朋友课程的部分，还有发展的部分，还有一些其他应该要注意的事项。
As Dr. Kluger mentioned, our curriculum at KAS Middle School is the International Baccalaureate Middle Years Program.
那刚刚总校长提到 ，Dr. Kruger 提到，就是6到8年级他所的课程是 IBMYP 的课程。
The MYP provides an international standardized curriculum that is recognized as the finest in the world.
那在这边他提到是你们的评量方式会有一个规定，那这个规定是全世界都使用的。
We have an excellent track record where our students have matriculated to some of the finest universities and colleges in the world.
那在这边我们有很多资料都是他们之后可以使用的。
And also the IB MYP philosophy is aligned with the KAS mission for students to be critical thinkers and global citizens.
那 IB 这边它的理念其实跟美国学校我们这边是很相似的，就是你独立思考跟批判的思考。
Also, I'm a KAS parent myself. I have 2 daughters at KAS, one in grade 8 and one in grade 5. And that's important because as parents, I want you to recognize the unique period in the lives of a middle school student and of our focus at KAS on child development.
那我也是我们 KS 的家长，因为我有2个小朋友，一个在5年级，一个在8年级。那从身为家长来说，我可以知道说中学这个阶段是非常独特的。
Our faculty recognizes that middle school students are unique in their physical, academic, and emotional development and are committed to meeting the needs of each individual student.
那老师他们也知道中学生不管在身体方面、心理方面，或者是课业上，其实他们的需求是每个人都不一样的。那我们也会去针对每个小朋友来去做出调整。
In terms of the middle school community, what I need parents to know is that here at KAS, we are going to hold students to the highest expectations, academically, and in terms of their personal conduct and their personal activities.
那在这边，我们需要让家长了解到的是，其实我们对小朋友非常高的期待，不管在课业上或各个方面。
But I also want parents to know that we are going to do everything we can to support every student to meet those high expectations through love and support of all kinds.
那我们要让家长知道，其实我们会帮助小朋友去达到这些期望我们是非常有爱跟耐心来去教导这些小朋友。
And finally, in terms of communication, I want you to know that you can contact me or our teaching staff at any time for any concerns about your child, and we'll respond promptly. And again, communication is the key to success for all of our students, so let's keep in touch all year.
那很重要的是，还是欢迎各位家长有任何问题，随时跟我们联络或 email 给我，我们随时都会回复。那重点就是沟通非常的重要。
So thank you, Lisa, for your translation. I appreciate it. And at this time, I would like to introduce Ms. Don Rock, High School Principal.
那现在我们把镜头转给高中校长 Miss Rock。
Hi everyone. I'm sorry. Okay. Good afternoon and welcome. We're happy to have you here with us, even if it's virtually. And I want to thank all my colleagues for their work in supporting the students as they come up to the high school.
那在这边的话，我是高中校长 Miss Rock。首先非常欢迎大家来到这个线上的家长说明会。那我要很谢谢我的这些同事们，那帮助这些小朋友往高中去。
And as Mr. Payne said, my name is Don Rock, and I'm the high school principal. This is my 14th year here at KAS.
那就像那个刚才中学校长讲的，我也是 KS 的家长。那今年已经是我第14年在这边。
And I'm also a parent here at KS. I have a child who is actually a senior this year, so we're going to be going through all of the angst and stress of applying for universities in my house.
那在这边，我刚刚讲到，就是我一个小朋友是在这边的学生，他今年是高中最后一年，就是毕业生这一届。那各位可以想见，在我们家里，我们有很多就是关于申请大学的部分的事情在讨论。
So we're really, really happy to have all of our students here on campus this year. We know what's going on around the world, and we're so grateful that we get to see the students every day. And it's been really great to actually start to interact with our new students to the high school as well.
那在这边还是很开心，可以看到每个小朋友都在学校里。就算外面的世界其实真的是蛮危险的，那在这边我们还是可以看到小朋友还是能来上课，那新生也是可以来上学，我们也是非常开心。
And as in all parts of our school, every day in the high school, we strive to live the KAS mission.
那在这边，我们试着要去，就是跟着 KS 的使命来去完成 KS 的使命，然后对学生的各个方面来去完成。
So first I'm going to talk a little bit about balance. Balanced individuals at KAS pursue the arts, athletics, and in addition to their academics.
那第一个部分要谈到平衡均衡的部分，那就是刚刚讲到了课业美术跟体育的部分，达到均衡的发展。
And I want to talk first about our academic programs. As Dr. Kluger mentioned, the IB Middle Years program continues after 8th grade into 9th and 10th grade in the high school.
那首先要讲的部分，刚刚 Dr. Kluger 总校长有提过，就是关于 IB、MYP 的课程的部分。从8年级结束之后到9跟10年级，其实都还是延续这个课程。
And through that program, students continue to develop their academic background knowledge and their understanding of concepts, but they also really focus on critical thinking, on writing skills, on their impact in the world as global citizens, and their impact on one another as collaborative learners.
那最后最重要的部分，当然是这个部分会影响到，或是让他们发展，就是让他们持续的为接下来的学业去发展。就像我们学校的使命，就是你要很独立，然后很有批判性的思考这些部分，然后会影响到的部分不仅仅是自己，也是学校跟课业世界的部分。
The MYP culminates in a project that happens in grade 10, and it is fittingly called the personal project, where students are encouraged to develop and pursue a passion of their own. And they have a lot of structure through that, but in the process, they'll learn a lot about research and about reporting out on their learning throughout 10th grade.
那10年级部分要结束的部分，他们会有一个 personal project， 意思就是个人的一个专题。那在这过程中，你会需要去准备很多事情，其实也是让他们借此去学习到非常多要面对的事情。
And so if you have a student in grade 10 this year, you'll be getting information very soon from our personal project coordinator, Ms. Markham. And I really hope that you can work with your child to identify what they're interested in and then support them along the way as they pursue that.
如果你是10年级的家长，你应该很快就会收到我们老师 Mr. Malcolm 的信，然后关于这个 personal project 的东西。那也希望你跟你的小朋友讨论他是有兴趣的东西是什么，来去决定他要做的专题。
When students enter 11th grade, they have an option to go into the IB diploma program and pursue the IB diploma. I'm sorry. They have an option to be a full diploma student in grades 11 and 12. And this is really a personal choice for students, but we want to make sure that we support every child and their family in making that choice.
那11、12年级的部分，有些小朋友可以选择有一个 IB， 就是全部是 IBDP 的课程。那这个部分的话，当我们希望每个小朋友都可以选。那当然，这个也是关于到学校啊、家长啊、小朋友之间的意愿。那接下来我们都会去讨论。
And to understand what this is, it is the IB diploma program is a pre-university rigorous academic program that really helps students prepare for what they'll be expected to do when they're in university.
那 IBDP 的课程的部分，其实讲就是白话一点，它其实就是大学先修课程，那会帮助小朋友之后在申请大学部分，就是有非常大的帮助。
And in the course of that program, students will also be able to explore community service opportunities. They'll be able to express themselves through creation and other creative activity. And they'll also be able to make sure that they're in good health by keeping up with their physical activity.
那选择 IBDP 的小朋友，当然他可能会在这过程中发现更多不一样的自己。那也会在很多部分的话，像社会服务方面啊，或者是自己在生理上的发展，都会有很强烈的感受。
And just as the middle years program finishes with the personal project, the diploma program finishes with an extended essay, an essay which requires students to demonstrate a level of writing that is perfectly acceptable for a first-year freshman in university.
那10年级 MYP 的结束，10年级是以专题来做结束。那11、12的话 ，DP 的结束会在12年级会有一个 essay， 就是要写一个类似像论文的东西。那这个部分就会很针对他的 writing 啊，就是写作的部分，还有各个他自己的论点的部分来去做加强。
But of course, we don't want our students to focus entirely on their academics, and so we have a lot of after-school opportunities for our students as well.
那当我们不希望学生只着重在学业课业上，当然我们也希望他多多参与课后活动。
There are many different clubs. I think we're at about 40 different clubs and activities that are available for high school students.
那里我们现在有非常多的课后活动，我现在想大概有40个课后活动可以让高中生去做选择。
We encourage all students to get involved in one or maybe two of those activities that they're really interested in, and to stick with it for their entire high school career.
那我非常鼓励高中生可以选择1个或2个，非常的深入去参加，不管担任里面的各个职位。那整个高中生就以这2个社团去作为主轴。
And we know that these extracurricular activities help students develop the kinds of skills that are difficult to do in the classroom, and really help students to stretch themselves personally through leadership opportunities, organizational challenges, collaboration with their peers as they lead various activities.
那我们相信学生在就参加社团这些活动，可以学到一些课堂上学不到，不管是一些领导的方式啊，或是跟同侪间的合作啊，这些都是课堂上学不到。我们非常鼓励学生去参加这些课外活动。
Generally, I would say that these after-school activities fall into 5 categories. They can be centered around arts, they can be centered around athletics, they can be centered around academics, they can be service-oriented, or they can just be student interest.
那我们的社团其实分为5大类，不管是课业上的啊、艺术上的啊、体育方面的啊，或者是一些社会服务性的啊，或者是小朋友自己非常有兴趣的，其实我们就有这5大类的社团可以参加。
So more information will be coming home about that fairly soon, and I encourage you to talk to your child about what they're interested in and help them to make some choices that are sustainable. We don't want them to do too many things that they really can't continue with, but to choose 1 or 2 things that they're most interested in to sign up for.
那课后活动的资讯应该 该马上就会你们马上就会收到。那我们鼓励你去跟小朋友讨论，那当然可以参加很多，只是说还是要以它的范围内去参加。
Now, some of these opportunities, typically in a normal year, involve some opportunities for travel outside of Taiwan. We do not know what that's going to look like at this point, but we still want to make sure that students participate in as much as they can. And in addition to that, we are hoping that athletics here on island will be able to continue, although we're still waiting for more information on that.
那当然有些社团可能会需要出国的，那我们也不晓得说之后的发展会是怎样，那我们就是要等等看。那关于体育的部分的话，我们当然希望台湾岛，就是我们台湾内的活动都还可以持续进行。那更多的资讯我们会再分享出去。
So transitioning to a new school can be hard for children at any age. If your child is having difficulty, I want to point out that we do have a high school counselor who's available to assist any child who's having difficulty.
那我们当然知道新生来到新环境需要点时间去适应，那我们也很愿意去帮忙。学校有一个高中辅导老师，对于这方面可以针对小朋友来去做辅导，非常欢迎你们跟他联系。
The best way to support students who are perhaps having difficulty with transition is to ensure that we're communicating a lot. So if you find that your child is struggling, please make sure you let us know. We will do everything we can to support him or her.
那对于新生在转换过程中非常困难的话，沟通非常的重要，所以一定要让我们知道，让我们试着去跟小朋友沟通来去解决。
We also have a full-time college counselor and a half-time college counselor, so 1.5 college counselors here on campus that are dedicated to helping all of our children get into universities. So if you want to know more about those programs, please let us know, and you can always come in for an appointment anytime.
那学校当然有一个大学辅导老师，有一个是全职的，一个是一半时间是大学辅导老师。那在这个部分，小朋友或你们有任何资讯想要跟我们分享或想要询问的话，都欢迎跟我们联络。
So thank you very much. At any time, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. It's on the screen, drock@kas.tw. Thank you very much.
那非常谢谢大家今天。那有任何问题的话，一样可以 email 给我的 email 就在你们的荧幕上。那有任何问题都可以随时询问我，谢谢大家。
And thank you for Lisa again.
Now, I'd like to go ahead and thank Ms. Rock. I also want to draw your attention to the top of your screen, where you will see an address, slides.app.goo.go, with a link behind it. And that's an app where you can ask us questions, and you can do that in English, you can do that in Mandarin. We'll be able to see all of them on our screen, and we'll be able to address your question directly. While I give you a moment to do that, I want to recognize two people that are out of the screen. You're not able to see them, but without their help, we wouldn't be here today. And that is Brian Meehan and Robert Chuang from our tech office, our learning technology office.
Yay!
We know that this time of a closed campus during COVID-19 is hard for parents, and it's hard for us too. Like I said earlier, you're our most important partner in education, and we love having you here on campus, just as much as you love being here on campus. And so, until we can reestablish that situation, we look for every opportunity to connect. And through their creativity, through their support, this is how we're able to do this way today. So we really appreciate them. So I see a couple questions that have popped up. The first one, what time in the morning can I drop off my child? Right now, we measure the temperature of every student, every visitor, every faculty, and every staff member who come into KAS. And we're available to start doing that at 7:30 in the morning. So if you're able to drop your student off as early as 7:30, we'll be able to receive them and bring them into campus. I do want to point out in the morning, traffic gets to be very bad, probably about 7:45 or 7:50. That's when it's the worst. So if you're able, with your family schedule, to drop your child off between 7:30 and 7:45, you'll have a much easier time than if you do that a little bit later. We have another question.
No, good. The translation.
Thank you.
Sorry.
So from question，我们有在荧幕上有看到一些匿名的问题。那第一点是他问说几点可以送我的小朋友来学校？那刚才校长说的是7:30之后就可以送来学校。那因为我们需要做体温的量测，7:45到7:50之间其实会是交通最繁忙的时候，所以希望你们就是可以避开这段时间，或是有耐心的等待。
Next question. Let's see. What is the best way to contact my child's teacher if I have a question? The best way usually is through email. Our faculty and staff check email every day and generally have very good response time. So please always go to the child's teacher as the first place to start. If you have a question, if you have a concern, we're all here to help, and that is the best place to start.
那假如说第二个问题的话是，假设我有问题的话，我要如何去联络我小朋友的老师呢？那最好的方式其实就是 email。我们每个人每天都会确认 email。其实有任何问题的话，第一个部分就是先联络老师。
Okay, and we see some more questions. We're just checking. Okay, let's see. Is the IB program an option? Can my child take some IB courses but not the full IB diploma program?
So the answer to that is pretty straightforward. The answer is yes, it is an option for students. And if your child decides not to be a full IB diploma candidate, then he or she can take some IB courses, but not the whole thing, yes.
好，那我们还有一个问题是，IBDP 一定是要它可以是选择性的吗？我可以小朋友只选择部分 IB 课程，那不要是全部的 IBDP 吗？那刚才高中校长回答是可以，你只要不想要选择全部都是 DP 的课程，你也可以选择部分 IB 课程。
And I do want to point out that at some point here in the first semester, our IB diploma coordinator will have a parent information session. It'll probably look like this. But we will have a session for that program very specifically, where you have lots more information and a lot more opportunities for questions.
那另外高中校长想提到的是，我们有一个负责 IB 的专门的老师，那他在接下来会有一些课说明会，可能也会像这样的形式来去做说明，会有更多详细的资讯是关于 IB 的部分。
Okay, I'd like to again thank each of you for joining us today. We look forward to the day when we can welcome you here on campus, but we're still grateful for the opportunity, even in this situation, to be able to connect with you this way. If you have a question that you didn't have a chance to ask today, please, you have our contact information. It's been shared with you today. It's also available on the website. We are very open to your questions, your concerns, your ideas. We want to hear from you. We want to dialogue with you. So thank you for being here today. And we also want to again thank our Director of Admissions, Lisa Feng, for translating throughout the day.
那最后还是非常感谢大家来参与这场的线上的新生说明会。那最后我还是欢迎大家有任何问题随时都可以跟我们联系。
Thank you and be well.
谢谢大家。
And Rockland.
Okay.